Attention!
At your service.
Meowth, Tosher.
Everything is proceeding exactly as I have foreseen. The Pokémon craze is sweeping the world. I want the three of you to catch me the rarest of all Pokémon, Ash Ketchum's Pikachu.
We've been trying.
Oh, then try harder! And you better steal Pikachu away from them soon, because the TV show's about to launch. And the Game Boy game, and the toys, the card game, comic books. Soon the whole world will be looking for Pikachu.
And it seems that Giovanni was right. The Pokémon craze did in fact take off, and now has become the #1 media franchise in the world. Kids and adults of all ages are trying to capture every Pokémon from every region, but not all for the same reasons. Some want to train and battle them to prove who's the strongest. Others want to trade with friends as an attempt to bond. But there are also those who see Pokémon as bait to lure others in, so they can perform terrible actions. And a few fans that may take their love for the series too far, to the point where it becomes an unhealthy obsession. These are just a few stories where the world of Pokémon became just a bit too real to handle. In 2016, Niantic and the Pokémon Company released Pokémon GO, a mobile app that allows its users to collect and raise Pokémon in our world, collect items using Pokestops, go on raids with friends and capture Pokémon of all types. When the app was first released, there was no escaping it. It was everywhere as kids, teenagers, nostalgic adults, and parents who wanted to bond with their kids were taking strolls around town to capture as many pocket monsters as possible. But with so many people going out at different times of the day, they could easily become prey to those who lurk in the shadows. And it didn't help that the game at launch put Pokémon in questionable places. Let's start with the very first death surrounding the app. On July 20th, 2016, in Chiquimula, Guatemala, 2 teen boys were playing the app. Apparently, a Pokémon was located in private property, and the boys decided to welcome themselves onto the land to catch said creature. Being mistaken for robbers, the boys were shot by the home's residents. 18-year-old Herzen Lopez de Leon was shot and killed, while his 17-year-old cousin Danielle was badly wounded but made it out alive. 3 years later, 21-year-old Kayla Campos and her boyfriend were taking a nighttime stroll to play Pokémon GO. They were near the Mionchetti Park where they witnessed 2 individuals attempting to rob an innocent person in their car. They attempted to escape and managed to enter their vehicle, but Kayla was shot while driving, causing the car to crash into a home residence. She was taken to the hospital, but unfortunately died due to her severe injuries. Pokémon GO also has a function called lore modules. Lore modules are used by players to bring attention to others where a particularly rare Pokémon or a herd of Pokémon can be found at a certain location. They can be used only at Pokestops and act similarly to incense, but with weaker power. Mischievous individuals have used lore modules to literally lure in unsuspecting users to be attacked in dark, lonely places. Around the time of Pokémon GO's prime of popularity, a handful of young boys used the modules to lure in their victims to rob them at gunpoint. Taking place in Missouri, the boys were caught after a robbery report was made at 2 a.m. in O'Fallon. They attempted to discard their weapon before the officer saw, but seemingly weren't fast enough. They were later identified as the same suspects of similar robberies in both the St. Charles and St. Louis counties. The boys who were over the age of 18 were charged with first-degree robbery and had a bond set at $100,000 and a felony. Sergeant Bill Stinger had said that the boys had used Pokémon GO to lure players in closed areas where they couldn't be seen, and even noted the raid battles function being used as well. Similarly, a YouTuber called Aiden's Life actually caught his robbery on camera, as he was recording himself playing the game.
Yo, what's up?
Can you put your shit in this bag real quick for me?
What?
No, like straight up, we're gonna have a problem.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Put it in the bag.
Are you serious?
Straight up.
Yeah.
While re-upload of the 30-second clip does exist, the original video seemingly does not, as the channel itself has been terminated for whatever reason. Well, at least going by the link that I found. If his channel is still up, please inform me in the comments below, so I may properly credit their channel. Most of the stories that you've heard so far were based on the app Pokémon GO, but the horror reaches more than just a mobile game, and even sooner. During the Pokémon craze of the 90s, there were concerns made by parents and figures alike about the game. Some were reasonable, such as possible addiction or distraction, while others were a bit more extreme, claiming that Pokémon was made by the devil, and the anime could get kids into the occult.
Pokemon world is a world of the demonic, of the satanic. But while you might not take it quite seriously, I assure you that demons take it quite seriously. Satan takes it quite seriously. Your children need to know there's a devil and he hates them and he wants to ruin their life.
But it seems that some of these concerns were valid, as during the craze, an 11-year-old boy went to his school with a knife as an attempt to perform armed robbery to get the Pokemon cards that his friends had. Thankfully, no one was killed that day, but the same couldn't be said for 20-year-old Sasha Moore, my apologies if that's not the correct pronunciation, who was killed by Johnny Van Dyck Broek in Belgium. In October 2019, Johnny lured his victim into his home with promises of trading Pokemon figures. However, his intentions were far less innocent, as he wanted to, in quote, experience his ultimate sexual fantasy, to have rough, hardcore sex until the victim lost their life. Johnny claims that the sex was consensual, that it started relatively calm, and that it escalated more and more. He then proceeded to choke her with both hands, but it pressed harder than he thought, resulting in her death. However, evidence came out that not only was the murder fully intentional, but the sex was also not consensual. Sasha wasn't the kind of person to agree to have sex with Johnny. Psychiatrists who were brought into the courthouse also agreed that Van Dyck Broek's personality was that of a psychopath. He also didn't use his hands to strangle Sasha, but instead using an S&M collar. Johnny was sentenced to life in prison plus 15 years. Before I end this video, I would just like to say that the Pokemon series is not to blame for any of these incidents, and are more the behavior of those who wanted to use or were obsessed with the series' popularity. Being the biggest isn't always the best. In fact, it can sometimes make you an even bigger target. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe if you would like to see some more, and be sure to hit that bell. This has been Cackling Pumpkins. Your connection will be strange.